So, I've recently found, played through, and obsessed over a new game on Steam. The game in question is kind of the indie horror darling among horror game fans right now. Today I want to talk to you about Look Outside. Look Outside is an RPG Maker horror game in the vein of Fear and Hunger. It's a cosmic horror story, entirely set within a cramped apartment building. You play as Sam, an unemployed shut-in gamer. As far as the lore for your character, that's pretty much all we know. I saw him as an empty vessel for a personality, like say, Link from Legend of Zelda, or Joker from Persona 5. Anyway, onto the story. After a night of eating TV dinners and playing Super Jump Lad 3, you end your night like any other. However, you're beset by strange dreams. Your restless night leads to dawn, and you feel your window calling you over. Your neighbor, a literal eye in the wall, who we learn is called Sybil, tells you to go and take a peek. She quickly changes her mind, insisting that you stay away from the curtains. After talking with Sybil, you find out that something is going on outside. Uncanny people roam the halls of the complex. Too many teeth, dead blue skin, eyes peering from wounds, things like that. What's more is that these afflictions only seem to affect living beings that have seen the outside world in its current state. Now, supposedly, this event should end in 15 days. I found this detail quite funny because it implies that meteorology rules apply to events on a cosmic scale. Anyway, the objective of the game is clear and simple. Don't look outside. Now, I'll narrate to you how I started my game. You wander into the halls to get a feel for what your next 2 weeks is going to look like, and you find a trail of blood. It's a horror game, so you need to follow the trail of blood. It leads to a dark apartment, further still into the bathroom. Here you're met with another tenant, and he's cut up bad. He talks erratically, but doesn't seem overly pained from his wounds. You talk for a short moment and he brandishes a kitchen knife. He seems intent on opening himself up more. After jabbing away carelessly at his guts, he stumbles towards us. His wound splits and creaks open. A huge green eye the size of his stomach gapes at us from inside. Now, this is the moment that Look Outside absolutely grabbed me. I'm a big fan of body horror in films, books, games, comics, whatever. This reveal really scratched an itch that I have for this kind of thing. The idea that our enemy here doesn't seem to feel what he's doing, wondering how it really feels for him. For me as well, it was wondering what the eye was seeing for, whether something was using his body as a looking glass, or whether it was just benign yet functional. The enemy is super weak, so you make quick work of him and you get to explore in the apartment building some more. So it's obvious that the big mystery in this game is what's going on outside. Through talking to NPCs, we hear it could be some kind of freak weather incident, government conspiracies, or tests. However, most accept that this is some extraterrestrial interference with Earth's atmosphere. And on that note, I want to praise this game for how well I think it does cosmic horror. Cosmic horror is a genre based in incomprehensible unknowns of cities, beings, and ideas so gargantuan and ancient that the human mind can't understand them, because it was never meant to. Mankind is hopelessly unimportant and powerless in a lot of these stories. Look Outside absolutely nails this feeling through the game design. Combat screens are cramped, with the enemy's imposing presence highlighted in the middle. Enemies reveal themselves in classic monster fashion by inching towards you. The music adds to this tone of powerlessness with the droning synths and pounding drums, all very reminiscent of 80s slasher films. If you've read Uzumaki by Junji Ito, you'll understand how this game made me feel. The built-up reveals make you even more curious to know what's going on, and the overwhelming sense of this is something way beyond me is so powerful. And this game elicited such a strong response from me that I couldn't stop thinking about it for the next 2 weeks. The art in this game is also beautiful. I played a lot of this game with my girlfriend in the room, and the amount of times I bothered her to be like, yo, look how fucking cool this is, was crazy. The bonkers body horror design of people entirely covered in teeth, fingers, and holes, to utterly unique monsters like the Stargazer and the Typewriter, is so good that I'm almost jealous I didn't come up with them myself. The shading, use of color, and overall tone are just masterful too. The way that Sam looks sometimes reminds me of an old show I used to watch called Trapdoor, and I found that semi-comical tone in the art super refreshing in this genre. The way that the story's told through optional dialogue with NPCs is also great. All the characters feel fun and interesting. All of this is optional. You can actually just wait in your apartment for 15 days and get one of the many endings. The mystery of what's going on outside is teased through breadcrumbs and flavor text, and even in the end you're shown just enough to satisfy some, but not all of the questions you'll have throughout the run. When I finished this game, I was floored by the ending I got. I then decided to watch all the other endings on YouTube for half an hour to see what else was possible, and they're all such good endings. Some reminded me of Dead Space, while others had a pretty positive tone to them overall. I want to avoid spoilers as much as possible because I implore you to check this game out. It's pretty cheap on Steam and it's worth every penny. I think that's enough for my little yap session about a cool game I found. Again, if you're a fan of horror media and you have a Steam account, I can't recommend this game enough. And with that sorry excuse for an outro out of the way, I want to say thank you for watching and goodbye.